temperature, there is no doubt that change is in the air. And that change will vacillate away from the two political parties that has governed for the past 32 years. They want real change, a change that will move away from the continuous sale of state assets and to ensure that the people of Ghana benefit direct revenue from our ownership.
Yes, what's going to happen? You know, sometimes I do these interviews. I call them exclusives. And so we will have a one-on-one exclusive interview on Pan-African television. So hold your guns, hold your horses. I'm waiting for the opportune time, and that opportune time will arrive very shortly. So that you can tell...
You can start the debate now.
No, not now. Mr. Easy. Bonjour, monsieur.
Bonjour, ça va?
Ça va bien, merci.
Qu'est-ce que tu manges le petit déjeuner?
Pardon?
Qu'est-ce que je dis?
You know when you...
I was asking if you've taken with breakfast.
No, this one. I think my son will do a better job. He is speaking small for this.
This is a case where you invite a fight.
They give you war.
I go to see
Small to know I want to do.
I won't tell you, say my father be a kufu.
Okay. Greet our viewers in the Franco-speaking countries. Greet them. How will you greet them?
We've got a bonjour. Yeah.
How are they doing? How do you say?
No, do you want me to go into my French accent?
No, I want you to greet our viewers in the Franco.
You won the fight again, you won. You want me to take the battle elsewhere?
This small stuff, we are giving you a tsunami. This water. Anyway,
good to see you, Council.
Likewise.
Yeah.
How's your constituency? I think you wanted to be the PC, I believe.
Yeah, no. It was an abortive one.
You are okay.
It was an abortive one.
Yeah.
And then how's your?
Yeah, that was nice scheme, and we had.
But Notbo, what you people? What I don't hear anything from you. I don't see anything.
Why am I here?
But you are the PRO. At least you need to be updating us as soon as happening.
We've been having conversations.
No. With the greatest of respect. Okay, I'm not questioning your competencies.
No.
I'm questioning the organization and how they have not taken your office seriously, because and I'll say this, because it's raining, all right. So I think that some form of communication or communique rather should be coming from your quarters, advising and educating people as to what to do, what not to do, in case of emergency, what to do, what not to do,
in form of press releases or something.
No, short videos. Short videos, and then you pay the TV station. I'm serious, you pay it.
But the truth is that they will pay TV stations. I'm wondering whether Pan Africa will be one of the stations that will be paid.
Are your topics still on the table?
I'm wondering whether you will be part of those that will be selected to be paid.
I like that trajectory. That's the ideal thing. Council.
So ideally, it's not realistically.
I forgot I was talking to a lawyer.
Oh my goodness!
My choice of words.
Anyway, let me tell you a bit about the first story. Kenya. Or rather South Africa. Yeah, Kenya, I think. Yeah.
Kenya.
Okay.
Yeah. I thought you agreed you were not going to.
No. The 3-star general.
Agreed that what?
You agreed with council you were not.
No, it's okay. Let him put it on.
But not when you are putting on red.
Oh my God. So let's go to Kenya.
Now that I can see that you are 2-star on the red. I have to. First, before I do so, permit me to greet my comrade Ayesi, who has decided to be in red today.
I buried my brother over the weekend, so yeah.
And
also leave you $1 million.
condolences to you.
Thank you.
And to your family.
Thank you.
within the same weekends, Kwame, we were in Sankana.
Yeah. I think we have the videos, so
yeah,
the producers should be projecting the videos.
We were in Sankana to celebrate the 2024 Kalibi Festival. You are aware that the people of Sankana in 1896 inflicted a heavy defeat on Sundiata Keita's son Samori Toure, who was one of the slave raiders that went on conquest. The people of Sankana were not conquered.
I'm not listening to you. I'm watching the dances.
Yeah, just excited at my dancing moves. So then Professor Nana Jane Opoku Ajimai, I think the name must be properly put. Nana eventually did some academic research that led to her obtaining her PhD. And she touted the success and victory of our people over slave raiders. That publication went viral, attracting a lot of people from the diaspora to want to find out, because usually people thought that the slave effort started from Asin Manso. And then, of course, that's where many people had their last bath before they were eventually transported. But the roots were never discussed. And this particular publication exposed that you cannot start from Asin Manso. You have to go into the hinterlands. And thereafter, this is what happened. So when that publication was done, it brought Sankana to the limelight. And you are aware that over the weekend, the Sankanana and the elders decided to honor Professor Nana Jane Opoku Ajiman as the first queen out of the village. And it was heavy. It was heavy. We did a reenactment of the festival. And Professor Nana Jane Opoku, after she was unskinned, had to take to the dancing floor with one of our...
Do you have the video? I want to see that video.
Yeah, took to the dancing floor. And it was just full of fun. Before then, in 2019, the now Greater Accra Regional Minister, Nikwate Titus Glover, was enskinned as the Siembogo. And the Siembogo refers to the caves where the porcupine used to live. And in those caves, the porcupines, the Sieni, were very aggressive. They would not allow people to come around. But when the Samori forces were coming, somehow they would open their caves to allow the people of Sankana to run in there, and then they would cover it. So you will see the back of the animal to represent part of the rock. And you know, they too have some, I call it arrows on them, pins on them. So when they do like this, then you see that they releases a missile. So the aggressors were on horsebacks, and then the porcupines were also shooting at the aggressors. And the people too in there were still shooting their arrows. So they could not find where the people of Sankana were. And eventually, we defeated Samori forces. That, for me, is a history that many have yet to be told of. Because all the time when you hear about the story of slavery. And so this weekend, when Nana was unskinned, the Pirima Maloma. Pirima simply means mother of rocks. So every daughter of Sankana is called Pirima because of the, you know, how do you call it? We call it the fortification, the strength, the power of the rock. And so she was titled Pirima Maloma. That's the developer, the rock developer. And so over the week, this is what we celebrated. The Greater Accra Regional Minister, who is already the Siembogo now, was there. I'm sure you are aware that PLO Lumumba, one of the illustrious sons of Africa, was in 2022, also enskinned as a queen in Sankana. So if you play your cards well, one day, the people of Sankana will honor you. And I'm sure that...
Did you say a queen or a king?
No.
PLO was
Skinned, a king, warrior king of Africa. Yeah, so that's Tangwana. You know Tango? Yeah, Tango means the battlefield. Yeah, the battlefield. So he was the king of the battlefield. And so basically, this is what we did over the weekend.
Right.
Having said that,
this is it?
Yes, this way Nana. So the man that is dancing, his nickname is called Tadi. Ole Tadi.
Takrade.
Tadi, yeah. He lived partially in Tadi. And you know, tradition is beautiful. You see this old man, he is my son. Yes. And he also is the father of Alban Bagwin. So Alban Bagwin is my grandson.
I see.
But I am small in age or young in age, but the tradition requires that. So that's Professor.
So when they see you, what happens? Do they?
Oh no, they have to. Yeah, they have to.
Yeah.
They cannot. You cannot. In fact, if you do that in at the village level, you'll be given a whole lot of troubles. I didn't know that Professor can have those dancing moves. I have to take you to Sankana to see what you do. You know.
No, when they're about to skin me, I'll learn the dancing moves, and then But let's proceed and go to Kenya. I think that this is beautiful, and I'll get a news team too. But I didn't see enough publication on it. Anyway, we'll have to do that.
Your usual boy, George, declined to come for some strange reasons.
Okay, we'll have the conversation later.
We'll
Let's go to Kenya.
Some strange reasons. George was not available to be there, and I will forgive him for now. Now, from this festival, I had to come to Accra because we finished on Saturday, Sunday. I had to see off most of the guests on behalf of the Sankanana. Monday, I did not get a flight to come to Accra, so I had to join the VIP bus. And normally the VIP will leave Wa at 5 p.m. And then it will get to Accra by 4 a.m. So I was certain that I'll take a nap in the bus, get to Accra, take a shower, and join my compatriots at the Labadi beach to do a protest. Now, we sat in the VIP bus, and anytime the driver dodged one pothole, we hit 3 for free.
So dodge one, hit 3 free. I think I heard that on Accra FM.
Yeah, you just dodge one and you hit 3 for free. So much so that a journey that was supposed to arrive in Accra at 3 to 4 a.m., Kwame, at 6 a.m., we now got to Kumasi. And I needed to be part of this protest. I jumped out of the bus, ran to the airport. Fortunately, I was able to be on standby, and I got the 7:30 flight. And then we got to Accra. Yet the Minister for Roads was going to ascertain the roads, the nature of the roads in the Upper West region. And he went by flight. And so he will come and give a report, a situational report of what he has not seen. How will President take that the Upper West roads are such terrible? You remember the Dolly Road that they said was cut off. Kwame, they gave a bypass now away from the bridge. When you enter the bypass, you are in the middle of the forest.
Wow.
So, and when we actually entered, there was no vehicle, there was nothing on site, there's no police there. So I started getting worried. So should some bad elements just block the road there, they'll cut you off the side, and they can do whatever they want to do to you. We are at risk using that route. And our governments appear unconcerned. The Minister for Roads had told us that the Dolly Bridge was going to be constructed in less than 2 weeks. It's not done. If you go to the Kaleo Dam area, the Upper West Regional Minister told us that in 2 weeks the road was going to be fixed. That was last year. As we speak, nothing is done about the roads. So you don't know how many times integrity is thrown to the dustbin by our appointees. Now the man is no longer Minister for Roads. But Asante Boakye is Minister for Roads. So you took over the liabilities and then all the baggage. The promises that were made to fix these things should be carried out and executed. We are sitting down. Anyway, to Kenya. KWAME, cost of living has become a problem for many Africans. What the people are confronted all the time is the government's narrow-mindedness, their inability to rethink the agenda of the founders of our continent. And so, in the end, this is what happens. Some Mozungus somewhere, styling themselves as international development partners, come around and they advise you that the state of Africa does not need to participate in the running of essentials. But the state of Africa must carry out essential services. And which essential services are largely expenditure, not income generation. So if you go to Kenya, for instance, they used to have uchumi, which was like the GNTC in Ghana, in Ghana, where they had the shopping malls and what have you. The Kenyan people were patronizing uchumi, and they decided that because there were some management, in fact, this is political infiltrations, putting people that were not qualified and did not have the requisite experience to be able to turn around their fortunes, simply because they support a political party or they come from a certain tribe, they are put in the helm of affairs. Uchumi probably started running losses. And the best the Kenyan government could do was to sell Uchumi and its infrastructure. So you have lost streams of revenue, and you have created also large tracts of unemployment among the Kenyan people. And when you do that, it means that you have made their living standard go down. These things have happened. So many Kenyan industries that were established were sold, just as we are doing in Ghana. At the opposite end of selling these things that generated revenue to support government expenditure, you are still keeping your security services. They don't generate revenue. They spend. You are keeping your medical or health services. They spend. You are keeping your teaching or educational unit. They don't generate income. They spend. So all the institutions that the Kenyan government is now asked to maintain are expenditure, just as we are doing in Ghana. I can't think far about how African leaders are thinking. So you are told that, look, stop investing or thinking about revenue generation, but concentrate on only expenditure. So NADMO is expenditure, they don't generate revenue. Ghana Education Service is expenditure, they don't generate revenue. Ghana Health Service, they don't generate revenue. You understand? All these must spend money. You are relying on tax revenue from where? So the same way Ghana is run is the same way Kenya is run. The same model by the Bretton Woods institutions. And so Kenyan government virtually takes the resources of Kenya, then some expatriates come and then they hand it over to them. They are expecting to get tax revenue. These people now resort to smart accounting, declare little profits, then the tax revenue becomes lower. What the Kenyan government then decides to do is to increase taxes. So that, and the more you increase taxes, KWAME, you shrink and emasculate businesses. Because when taxes are increased, electricity prices are gone up, other overheads are going up, and the business is unable to meet that. The first point of cut will be to cut labor, right? So they start to downsize. And when they downsize, it means that their capacity to produce more is hindered. The following year, you increase more taxes, then they keep reducing and shrinking in size. Eventually, they collapse. And so the people of Kenya said that, look, you have sent us or you have granted us opportunity, we are in school. We have completed school, there are no jobs. Majority of the young people in Kenya cannot find decent job. Then in the face of that, you are now going to introduce a bill to increase taxes. And then civil society and young people say that no, we will not tolerate this any longer. Our government must be responsible to understand that they have a social contract to make our lives better. When they took to the street, President William Ruto, instructed the police and the army to go and start firing and shooting into the crowd and arresting in excess of 200 people on the first day. But you see, a determined people can never be stopped by guns or by bombs. So when they arrested in excess of 200 people with tear gas and what have you, the following day the people were back on the streets. Today, the Kenyan government is eating humble pie by saying that they are going to review the new taxes. I am happy that they are doing this. They are not as hardened as President Akufo-Addo did to us when we spoke about e-levy. They at least are listening and saying that no, we will do a review. We will consult with the leadership of the protesters and find out alternative ways of how we'll be able to generate the revenue in order that we are not sinking our economy. And I think that that is a first good point, despite the initial hitches that they have. And I think that, look, African leaders must know that nobody in Africa wants to see the downfall of any government.
Right.
We are interested in that our lives are made better. And let not our leaders go and sit in America and be festooned only to come and impoverish our people even higher than they were.
Very well. Thank you very much, Bernard. Mona, you're still watching this review segment here on Pan-African Television. Let me remind you again, we are on Facebook, we are on YouTube. We are discussing the issue in Kenya where the police visited the demonstrators with some tear gas and water cannons, etc. Let me come to you, Senior AEC.
Yeah, thank you, Council. Good morning to you. Good morning to Chairman Bernard Mona. Good morning to your production crew and our viewers. Let me say good morning to the leader of the MPP, Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. He's done a successful tour of the 16 regions to get his message across to the people, and the engagement was very fruitful. He rounded it up in the Ashanti region, our stronghold, and it was fantastic. I was so excited because of the excitement generated by the presence of His Excellency the Vice President, because people were thinking there's going to be apathy in the stronghold, and that is a pointer to the fact that our stronghold is up and ready to go along with the leader of the MPP, Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Again, let me say good morning to the regional minister, Greater Accra. He's launched, he's reignited phase 2 of keeping Accra as the cleanest city. And today they are having a launch of that at the KMA auditorium today, this morning. So, yeah, sorry, AMA auditorium, Accra Metropolitan Assembly auditorium today. You did say Ruto was a queen. You did say that. I say Ruto, the man, the Pan-Africanist was a queen. You installed him as a queen. So please, you have those slips. So let's go with it. Please, can you permit? Yes, Patrice Lumumba. Not Patrice, your PLM. Yes, Lumumba. Yeah, so that is the, so keeping Accra the cleanest city project is still on course. Courtesy the regional minister, the Honorable Titus Glover. Anyami Numo, good morning. How do you say it, Inga? So that's it. Now the Kenya matter. I think the youth were up in arms protesting imposition of taxes. That's normal across the regions of Africa and the globe. When things are difficult, governments in their bid to get development projects ongoing decide to impose taxes to increase their revenue. Consequentially, the people bear the brunt. They suffer because of the imposition in as much as government needs money, the people also are having difficult challenges and must be considered. And so the people feel by imposing those taxes is going to make their lives very difficult, especially the youth who were not in gainful employment. And so all the children born in the 90s and the early 2000s were marshaled to be on the streets to protest the imposition of that. And most members of parliament said they had their phones buzzing with text messages and calls and co from their constituents, and it was making work difficult for them to go and work because people were calling on them not to vote for those bills that Ruto is tabled in Parliament. And so I think that's the call by the people of Africa, Kenya youth and the people. In fact, some parents were excited about the role played by their grandchildren and co in the protest at the end of the day. Yes, they've made that call. The president has heard them. I believe they will go back to cabinet and see if they can reconsider that bill and either withdraw or reduce it. But they ought to engage the protesting team to arrive at an amicable decision that will bring it to a win-win situation for all of them. Because you can throw the tear gas, but a determined spirit, the resolve of the youth, you cannot just wish it away by throwing tear gas and shooting or whatever. So the people are determined to oppose that. Let there be proper engagement to ensure that there's a win-win situation for the development of the country.
Well, let me introduce Honorable A.B. Hussein, who just joined us. Good morning to you, sir. I trust you're well.
Oh, we miss you for a long time.
Yeah. It's not easy.
I've always known that even the old soldier cannot be disenchanted with the barracks.
Absolutely.
Yes. I salute you.
So we're discussing.
Comrade is here.
Patriot.
I almost thought there was another conversation mood.
No, he's protesting the privatization of the Senate hotels.
Oh, okay.
I'm 1,000% in support of it.
You mean he has joined us?
1,000% in support of it.
In support of it.
That's a progressive cause. I know that he has always.
No. I just said something.
Now let me start the next topic with Honorable A.B. Hussein.
You don't want him to talk Kenyan protest.
Because of the time.
Yeah.
I want us to be able to deal with it. Because it's 8:41 and I'm
No
looking
problem.
at the
Go
time.
ahead.
Yeah.
I associate with what they have said.
I like that. Honorable, demonstrators urge President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo to halt sale of Senate-owned hotels. Were you at the demonstration?
Unfortunately,
you couldn't join them.
I
Because
missed
I know
it
that
because
as
I
for
was
you,
out of town.
you love demonstrations.
I've never missed any demonstration.
But don't bring our situation that, you know.
Oh, the last one you were partying far behind me.
Oh, dear.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kwame, first and foremost, let me salute the gallant youth of this country for standing up for their birthright and standing up for, more importantly, their heritage. Of course, when you hear that there's an outdooring, it is preceded by a birth. So it's important that I salute the organizers of the demonstration first. Comrade Benamona is here. My distinguished colleague in Parliament, Honorable Okujeto Ablakwa. Many other people who sacrifice tireless times over a week in trying to put together that demonstration. I salute them as patriots of this country, who love this country, who want this country rescued from the lootocracy of this government. It looks as if, Kwame, the looting is now going on to a point that as if there's no tomorrow. As if everybody is in a hurry to scramble to get property before this government leaves power. And so things have gone astray. No wonder they say when the chief himself goes for a weird haircut, what would the young men watching him do? It's no wonder when you have a clearing agent as a president, these things can all happen. But I want to salute them for standing up, because at the rate at which we are going, Kwame, there will be nothing left for the youth tomorrow. Everything will be taken away. And so if they don't stand up to fight for what is legitimately theirs for tomorrow, this generation, I'm sad. And I've said it, Kwame, as a politician, that for those of us who are political actors, we must be duly concerned. That look, if everything else fails, if everything is gone, the youth have nothing to look up to tomorrow. Kwame, they will come after us. Irrespective of whoever you are, what political party you belong. They will not make a distinction. In the anger of the youth, Kwame, this country can go bonkers. That is why, as political actors, we need to sit up and tell each other the hard truth. That the path that is being traversed today is a dangerous path for all of us. Not just for our democracy, but even for the safety, security, and well-being of our country. It's a very dangerous development. That is why I feel very sad when there are even elders, well-positioned people to give wise counsel to this government. They are mute. The Gombe say that when an elder is in the house, the grain will not be allowed to be soaked by the rain. There are elders there, and they are mute. Their wise counsel is not forthcoming. That is if to be heeded at all. So, Kwame, I think that what happened in respect of the demonstration is a big salute to the organizers, the youth. And I can say that over 90% of the participants were young people to whom tomorrow belongs. And so, rightly so, they stood up for it. Now, Kwame, I want to make one point before I go into other matters. The issue of the hotels was premised on failure, isn't it? That they had failed. They were not making profit. They had failed. Kwame, Nana Akufo-Addo, president himself, is a failure. The president himself is a failure. We should sell him. So if there's anything that has failed, that must be sold. If you're going to, I'm using their logic, Kwame. I'm using the logic they themselves have brought, that anything which is a failure must be sold. The president himself is a catastrophic failure. He must be sold. The vice president, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, is a catastrophic failure. He must be sold. The government of the MPP and Jubilee House, they are failures. They must all be sold. The New Patriotic Party, which gave birth to the government of Nana Akufo-Addo, is a failure. The MPP must be sold. It must be privatized. It must be put on divestiture. So all that this is associated with them are classic failures. And so going by their own logic, we should put all of them on sale. Kwame, I often hear this bizarre thing, as if even if you have ever done something and it's wrong for which Ghanaians have punished you. Because like I said, the NDC, we lost the elections in 2016 as a result of the verdict of Ghanaians. On certain things they said when they were in opposition. And so they come, I read, Kwame, I forgot his name, but he's on social media. Maybe you can remember me. There's an MPP person who said he regrets today because he said what the MPP is doing is 100 times over what they criticized the NDC for. Okay, Kwame. So I hear some of them say when the PNDC, NDC, they have sold so many state enterprises. Justifiably or unjustifiably. So that becomes the basis, an anchor, a platform, a pivot on which you should stand and do something, even where it is difficult to justify. Because, Kwame, I don't believe one bit that these hotels in any way and form should be put on divestiture, let alone being sold out. Why? Because of a number of reasons. Number one, Kwame, as we are being told, the propaganda they put out there and the falsehood was that they are all loss-making enterprises. Kwame, that is not true. It is not true. Indeed, some of them were proven and by the records have been shown to have made profit. In fact, in the case of one of them, for 14 months, it is only on 2 months that they recorded losses.
Yes, not 14 years.
Yes, sorry.
Yes.
Sorry, yes.
Thank you.
It is only for 14 years. It is only 2 years they recorded losses. So for the rest of the 12 years have been profitable.
I mean, if you are looking at the losses, look at
No, I'm coming.
When
yes,
they recorded
and I'm
losses.
even saying, I'm just making that point.
Because COVID-19, I think it was around COVID-19 that most of them.
That even is a false premise on which to anchor the sale of the hotels. It's patently false. Number two, Kwame, as a manager of an enterprise, if your enterprise is making losses, number one, you should situate it, like you said, first in the context of the situation you are functioning. Yeah. Because like you said, under COVID-19, when patronage of hotels and others were dissing, if an enterprise makes the loss at that time, you can understand. Okay? Kwame, and not only that, but there can be other managerial incompetencies and other inefficiencies that culminate in companies making losses. So all as the one in whom fiduciary trust is put in you, it is your duty to be able to do an appraisal and find out what is occasioning those losses and take steps, because that enterprise is a viable enterprise. It must under no circumstances be making losses. So if it is making losses, you must decipher what is the basis for the losses that are being made. And then you take remedial steps to ensure that those losses are abated and they are turned around to make profit. Why? If the enterprises are so useless, will Honorable Brian Champon be interested in going to acquire them? Yes. If they were useless. Because unless you tell me that he himself, he has so much money there, he has no use for the money and he wants to throw the money away. Because he sees value. He sees value in those things. That is why he's going for it. And in any case, how does it arise that even for things that have been put in the public domain, that if it were even losses, some of his own hotels are making losses? The same. So is it the fowl that eats termites, or is the termites that are eating the fowls? So Kwame, it doesn't work for me. And more importantly, Kwame, those of us who are occupying public office, public trust and confidence in us, my brother is here. He's gunning someday, and I wish someday he will get the opportunity to come to Parliament, because he's a fine gentleman. But the principles on which you will stand, that we are going into public office to use it as a stepping stone to amass wealth, to use it as a stepping stone to grab public property. That is what it is. Was it, Kwame, is it not President Nana Akufo-Addo who told us that anybody who wants to make money should distance himself from his government? Don't come near my government if you want to make money. What this man is trying to do is what? Is it loss making? Investment, you are going to, what is he going to reap? Kose or Masa? If you invest, what are you looking for? Is it no money? The same money, he says that if you are interested in making money, don't come near his government. In fact, the clarion call he was giving that if you want money, come into my government. That was what he was telling them. By practice and by deed. So clearly, there's something we call political morality. Ethics, some things that are edifying, that are ethically and normatively good. So there is no way you can occupy such a position, and at the same time, I've heard this thing about not taking part in the day-to-day running, and that is badarash. It's bonkum. Kwame, it is about the stake you have in that business. If you are the sole owner of a business, whether you run it day to day or not, it's immaterial. Because at the end of the day, whatever resources in your to that institution, you have the boundary stake in it. Yeah. So it doesn't matter whether you are involved on a day-to-day basis in the management, you have divested yourself from the running of the business, you are still the owner of the place. And the benefits that accrue to there will inure to you. So Kwame, for me, if you put all this together, it's highly immoral. And I have a lot of respect for my colleague, Brian Champon. I think that with all these things that are going on, he should wash his hands off. I've heard this argument that, at the time he started this thing, he was not a minister. Who said so? Huh? He was Minister for National Security. Go and check your records. And that is why I said, in any case, he's a leading member of the MPP, a leading member of this government, and a member of parliament.
But
we make laws.
Some of your colleagues are in disagreement with you, especially the one gentleman called David T.D. Von D, who is the MP for Chifo Timokwa constituency on Asempa Radio. I heard him.
Yes.
And he was very emphatic that, I mean, he doesn't see anything wrong with... Hold on, sir. He doesn't see anything wrong with it. He doesn't see anything wrong with it. But, you know, because of the brouhaha surrounding it, Brian should just walk away. But to him, he doesn't understand why people are making a big fuss about this. You know, so he doesn't see anything. So a member of your party...
Yes.
is equally saying that he doesn't have a problem with it, which is not at variance with the position of the MPP and the position of government.
It is not about which political party you belong to. It's about your position as a principled person. You don't know, for instance, there will be some people in the NDC who are unprincipled. You don't agree with me?
I don't agree with you.
There are people in the NDC who can make very awkward arguments. Take awkward positions, take unprincipled positions. If he said that, that is an unprincipled position to take. Because maybe he also shares aspirations of property grabbing, like what is happening. You know, and this property grabbing, Kwame, go and listen to the former Deputy General Secretary of the MPP, Nana Obi-Buahin.
Yeah.
When he mentioned the begrabi thing. Okay? So Kwame, it is not about the political party to which you belong. This is not a partisan issue. There are people in MPP who are not supportive of what is going on. Who will speak and tell you that, Kwame, yesterday, I don't want to mention, highly placed somebody. I was with him yesterday. He expressed his revulsion about what is going on.
Who?
Kwame, I beg you. This one, spare me.
Well, I've mentioned an NDC member of parliament.
I beg you,
who is in support of the sale. But so if you are giving counter arguments, no, if you are giving counter,
this one,
no,
this one,
you cannot beg.
Maybe I will take the flag. I will take the flag.
No, but then how do we believe? How do we believe what you're saying?
No, that's what I'm saying. I leave it whether people want to believe or not.
He's protecting his source.
Kwame, if the person
he's still a journalist.
Kwame, you know that.
He's still a journalist. He will never disclose his source.
You will hit my hand with a hammer, who will open it. Yes, but Kwame, what I simply want to say is that it's not a politically partisan issue. It's an issue of principled debate, of principled positions. So there are people in the NDC who may behave likewise. If, for instance, this was an NDC, you will get even some other people who will believe that the President Mahama should allow them to do what is happening today. And I know that President Mahama will not countenance this shameful grab of state property. No. But there will be people who will nevertheless make those kinds of things. There will be people like that in the CPP. There will be people like that in the PNC. There will be people like that in it. So it is not a politically partisan matter. It's an issue of principle and where you stand. And so I'm very disappointed because I know Vondi very well. He's somebody.
Has your flag bearer spoken on this matter? President John Dramani Mahama, has he spoken?
Officially, I haven't heard.
Okay.
Yeah, but I definitely, I would say without any knowing President Mahama for who he is, some of these unquestionable acts, there's no way he will lend support. Indeed, the president has even, the incoming president has made it very clear that by the grace of Allah, when he's sworn in on the 7th of January 2025, and he comes, there are certain areas of land grabbing and grabbing of state property.
Okay. Honorable, I just wanted to play the video where the gentleman said that for your attention, so that we know exactly what it is we are talking about. I don't want people to think that I'm doing some propaganda against him. I heard him and I was shocked, to be honest with you. Yeah. But so let's watch the video of so we got the video from Facebook, the page of Asempa, I believe, on Facebook. So let's just watch it.
I'm very different. Look, Brian is my friend. Nse me ka Brian asamwa me ka ne differently. Se woton wade na se me ho semra kwan so me to a me wosika metimi ato a under normal circumstances no meto. Enti aden na senate fo a wo makoton ye japade no yen ka ho asam. And I don't know how the NDC will listen to me and hear what I'm saying now. Not then a senate for womo ekoton wade no yan ka senate for asam. That's my point. Nemum Brian woton wo kokobede wakoto na me so makoto me de ya nibere akogo Brian so bebebe. Look, by all standard Abrantia Brian or you businessman. I am a businessman, of course. Intino some fee say hotel no mo pesa mo beton wa Munyai, what do you mention? I say the fact is that it is not good for the young man's business. They dear yeah, me to Brian for say, look, me, Samia Brian, yeah, what do you know? Now, so me be being shameso. Brian, Uko Kurua, now call Rock City, it's absolute beautiful place. Inti we want twa, a dear pa na beba. What do you say? For me, no, hold on. For me, and Brian, I feel say on my day we inko. Number two, I am totally against a sale of state assets, either to private person, to a politician, to a foreigner. I'm against it. What do you mean? Mami man fan to more than MP. Ebrana, that equalization will not work. Ebrana, your banks yes, capitalization, you guni. What I said was that a human being onipa na run bank no, so take them off. And wasai bank no, take them off. Bring people who can reason.
I agree with you.
To run the bank, so Ghanaians can get the work to do.
I agree with you.
If you feel say senates, if you feel say 1 year running hotels no, they are not correct. Take them off. Bring people who can reason with you and perform a jumayo. There are young men and women.
Unfortunately,
you know, hold on, but we can't continue with that equalization.
No,
take them off.
About the states.
Nafa
obi
Nafa obimbra. Neni panbeye jumani. You see, it's a lazy it's a lazy man approach. Say adiana nye ani aton.
Approbating and reprobating.
Yes, so it's not as safe, because when I heard you at first, I was alarmed that somebody would on a pedestal of a social democratic.
Yeah, but you heard how it started.
Yes.
So I'm not wrong.
But you can see the flip-flop. I'm sure you clearly can identify some of the points that I just made here about even the fact that state assess as politically exposed persons. We should stay far away from it. And that is why I am going to be supportive in Parliament of a bill, a private members bill that will come, putting politically exposed people from getting anywhere close to private property. If you want that level of property, resign and go and do business.
All right,
but Kwame, just some two small points.
Very well.
Before I go.
It's 9 o'clock,
yes,
so I have to move to the next.
I want to talk about the role of organized labor, especially representatives of organized labor in Senate, they have a bounden duty to protect the interests of workers there. And I am not clear, maybe Bernard and Co would educate me better on how much opposition there was to this offloading of the Senate shares in addition to the private persons that we are talking about.
Very well.
Because I think that they should not only be seen to afford that, they should fight it so hard that it comes out there that they are protecting the interests of organized labor.
Very well.
Until this thing happened, Kwame,
Very well.
until this opposition happened and publicly spirited people started taking it before the TSU came up with this, and I think that they should. And then
thank you.
I also want to take the opportunity to condemn some overzealous police officers who weep more than they bereaved. Those who are crafted to come and do dirty job, hatchet job. I think they should be very careful, because if I understood the basis of the routes that were decided on, they were supposed to go through the Christ. Is that Christ the King? That was the terminating point at which they would present the petition. The people who had not demonstrated, they had not even reached Christ the King. Then the police came and mounted a barrier around the cocoa house there to stop them and prevent them from getting closer to the Christ the King, where they were duly accepted to come and present the petition. That is a breach of trust. And when they insisted that it is their right to come to where they are, pine, tear gas, pine, pepper spray. This is an unwarranted, unprovoked use of force.
All right, thank you very much.
Which is not necessary. I nearly mad the demonstration.
Thank you.
But the demonstration was so peaceful for money.
Thank you.
And I think
Good
that
morning
we
to you,
should not do
Kwame.
this to ourselves.
Randolph Dauphin, watching from Freetown, Sierra Leone. Where can I have the opportunity to watch the NDC's campaign? As I'm watching NPP campaign on Joy and ABC News. From what I am seeing, Dr. Baumia is winning hearts and minds. Coming to the sale of the hotels, there's nothing bad in that. But the person buying should not be a sitting government official, which can be considered a blatant act of corruption. Okay. Oh, where's the message? Oh dear. Oh, where is it? Okay. Blatant act of corruption. So the demonstration was very timely. Well, thank you very much, Dauphin, for sending us this message from Freetown, Sierra Leone. Hi. Hi, host. Why should public officials justify fraudulent deals and immoral sale of state hotels, state bungalows, and forest reserves to themselves after swearing oaths to protect the national interest and promising zero tolerance for corruption? It's sad such gargantuan scandals are happening under a man who claimed to be a champ of human rights and rule of law or good governance. Ghanaians must not make another mistake to vote for imposters and scammers who claim to be messiahs in opposition, but come to power to plunder the nation and inflict hardships on us while they loot public assets and fly on luxurious jets with their family and friends at the expense of the hungry masses. MPP never again. Pawili, a citizen, not a spectator. Dennis Wakwete says, the Rock City might have realized that it is not strategically positioned as it appears largely powered at the moment by government programs, which may not be available should the MPP lose the 2024 elections. Hence, there must be plan B as well to sustain Rock City in opposition, and Labadi, La Palme, etc. have become perfect targets to achieve this plan. I am also tempted to believe that Brian might not be alone in this, and at the appropriate time, when the veil is struck down by the God of lightning and thunder, we would know the real people behind this deal. That said, the working class would not forgive the leadership of organized labor should this deal go through in its current form and shape. Shalom. Dennis Y. Akwete sent in this one. DJ Bruce from Tumu says, good morning to you, Pan-African Television. I agree entirely with Honorable A.B. Husseini's submission. The MPP is taking everyone and everything for granted in this country, therefore taking us for fools. But they shouldn't worry. We have barely 6 months into the election. We will kick their lazy and incompetent ass out of government soon. MPP never again. Well, thank you very much for your message this morning. Good morning to KOD. If these MPP communicators think Ghanaians are stupid, SCC making losses to one day, Awudome Cemetery will be for sale. In Nigeria, no part in government communication will come, nobody in government communication will come and defend this. Moses from Nigeria, but I'm a Ghanaian. Thank you very much. Good morning to you, Kwame. With all due respect, Kwame, respectfully ask the Sagnarugu MP, what will it take to be like him? Tanko Abdul from Tamale. Talk about... sorry, I was reading a very old message. Good morning to you, Kwame. Please ask Honorable Abi Hussein how I can become as intelligent as him. The same person. Tanko Abdul Malik from Tamale. Tanko, I can advise, go and read books. Read books. Good morning to you, comrades and patrons of Kwame Nkrumah's Ghana. I salute the gallant youth of Accra for standing up for our birthright and heritage. This lootcrats must be shown the red card in December 7 to save our motherland. Ayi Justice sends this one in from Navrongo. Buhari Bukrusun Tamale Central says, good morning to KOD and Honorable ABF Husseini. Change must happen. We have to work hard to remove this corrupt, incompetent state capture MPP government from power. No amount of intimidation shall stand the test of time come December 7, 2024. We are tired of the deception, corruption, selective justice, insecurity all over the country. NPP must go. Let me come to you, Mr. AC.
Yeah, thank you. I don't know whether a government that has been able to bring 167 1D1S up and operating is the one that ABA is saying is a useless government. I don't know. The government that is helping the youth of this country with free SHS is the useless government that he's talking about. A government that is constructed by 2022, 11,974 kilometers of road, compared to 8 years of this, 4,636 kilometers of road. That is the incompetent and useless government that he's talking about. Come on, with global challenge that has hit this country and the world, Kenyans are protest contributor. Okay? In 2017, when this government took over and the SNIT board was in place, management of SNIT went to the board that they wanted money to put into these hotels because viewers, listeners, workers, every month our SNIT contribution goes, so they thought there's a free money, they just take and they use it anyhow. And the board said, no, this practice must stop. We cannot be dishing our monies to you. We've given you these 6 hotels, an investment platform. Make proper investment and get good returns for the hotels so that pensions, monies can be assured and guaranteed. That is what I want. SNIT is gone into investment in real estate and all other places. They are into the hotel industry. And the last 14 years of operations of these 6 hotels, okay, these are the records that, you know, they've been giving us. It's so serious and very worried that we get to losses. 9 years. Let me get there. I'll come to that, but let me give you the genesis, then I'll come there. So the board told the management, go and find strategic investors to get in. We will not be dishing out money to you anymore. The management went and sat down and decided, okay, from the records, as Honorable ABA Husseini said, it's only Labadi Beach Hotel that makes profit for 14 years. Their losses were just 2 years. La Palm makes consistent losses. And council, as we speak, La Palm doesn't even pay the SNIT contribution of its staff. Facts. Okay? And that is an investment avenue that is to bring in money to assure my pension. Okay? And if you care to know, organized labor has 3 representatives on the SNIT board. 4, thank you. 4 representatives on the SNIT board.
Were they asleep? Were they not giving report and update to organized labor? Okay? Because this was the directive the board gave them. And when they went, they decided to begin the process in 2018. They did international this thing. They floated advert for transaction advisors. 15 applicants were in, and one was, taken. Then they did international adverts. From 2022 or 2018, processes began, transaction advisors were taken. 2022, there was an advert in the Economy paper, international magazine. And then we come to Ghana, 3rd February, Daily Graphic, 2022, published it. 7th February, Ghanaian Times published the advert. Okay? For interested parties to come in for that and cancel. These hotels were put into 3 lots. Lot 1, La Palm and Labadi Beach Hotel. Lot 2, Almina Beach Resort and Ridge Royal Hotel in Cape Coast. The first 2 in Accra. And Lot 3, Buzua Beach Hotel and Trust Hotel in Takrady, Buzua in Buzua. Okay? So these are the 3 lots. And the condition was that any party that wins the bid cannot win more than 2 lots. Okay? So it means you cannot take all the lots. Interestingly, council, 9 companies bidded for Lot 1. In Lot 2 and Lot 3, only Rock City bidded. No other company bidded for Lot 2 and Lot 3. These are facts. Okay? And Snake was projecting to raise $59.1 million. The total bid from Rock City was about $61.2 million. These are the facts. Okay? And $10 million more than the next competing company. We're going to give you the companies that were shortlisted. The 9, the 6 that were shortlisted. Let's viewers get to know. Look, our company investments are dying and crippling us. And by the time you go on pension, you will not have a penny if these investments are not made profitable. These are the facts. And people are sitting down to say, let's allow because every month money comes from our contribution, we should just be throwing it away. That is what they are saying. Council, these are the shortlisted hotels. Rock City Hotel Limited, Ado Development, Spartan Eves, Temple Investment, West Ridge Developers Ghana Limited, Luxor Hotels Limited. Okay? These were the 6 shortlisted hotels. So please, the investment that we needed, and they are not taking over the hotel, it's 60% investment that is needed. And it's strategic. You need financial injection and then managerial skills to be able to turn around all the 6 hotels. Okay? Rock City bidded and got that. Look, they make the argument that I'm making profit. Look, Rock City has 1,000 capacity hotel rooms as we speak. The objective is to get 3,000, the biggest hotel in Africa. These hotels we have, even Kempinski has 269 rooms. Labadi Beach, less than 200 rooms. La Palm. Look, these are the things we are talking about. So please, we need to make investment that can resuscitate these hotels. And that is how come Rock City is going in there. People are talking conflict of interest. I disagree. Politically exposed person, yes. But did he interfere in the process? My answer is no. 2017 to 2020, he was a deputy minister for national security and all that. Yes, you are there. But this thing was floated in 2022. He was not a minister. He was not a national security advisor. He was angry with the president. That was the perception, that he was left out. You said some. That why was he left out in the cabinet? He's your friend. You get it? So these are matters that we need to look at. And I am very upbeat and confident that this Shraj matter, Okujeto is going to Shraj Council. In common law jurisdiction, we accept issues of case precedent. True or false? You are the lawyer. Okay? And per that, I am very upbeat that Ken Oforiatta versus Franklin Templeton case that went to strikes. Conflict of interest, politically exposed and co. Ken won the matter. And this is no different from that matter. Because Ken is not involved in the management of the data bank. Rock City, the Honorable MP and Minister is not involved in his management. He is the fiduciary owner or whatever you say. He is 100%. He's admitted that. But hey, there's a management team. So let them run their thing. Are you saying, look, I know elsewhere in the United States, in the United Kingdom, where excellent individuals are poached from the private sector into government. True or false? And it doesn't stop them from carrying out their businesses. I know that. They plead with them, come and join government because you've excelled in the private sector and we need you in the government offices to be able to push government agenda. It is done. So please, we cannot be in a country where we want to say successful individuals must not be in government, even when they can contribute to push government agenda up. That is something that I think we should look at. And if the presence and involvement of Brian Champion's Rock City can transform the hotel sector of SSNIT, I'm all for it. I'm all for it because I want there to be funds enough for us to be able to, get our vested. Now, I was talking about this. Look at this one, Council. La Palm Royal Beach made losses in 11 years out of its 14 years in current state. 11 out of 14 years. It has not paid its dividends to shareholders for the entire 14 years. You are an investor, you put money in there, 14 years, no dividend paid for you, to you, and you are happy. Let's go to Elmina Beach Resort. Recorded losses in 9 years out of 14 years of operation. Not paid dividends in 14 years to shareholders. Elmina Beach Resort. I know there. I've slept there. I've slept in Ridge Royal. I know all these places. I've been in Buzua. So all these hotels, I know there. I've been involved in that. Let's come to the last one. Although Labadi Beach Hotel made losses for 2 years of the 14 years, it's the only facility that consistently paid dividends with an average return on investment of 1.7%. Kwame, you are a lawyer and a business person. You think this is how your folks at Trasaco, if this is how they run their business, they'll be building those mansions and plush buildings in Trasaco? I've been passing there and I love the area. Kwame, so please, Ghanaians, it is for our sake as workers. We need to strategically position SSNIT and its investment. The real estate aspect, SSNIT flat, go to Elmina, is there. It's been sold to individuals, true or false. SSNIT flat everywhere because when they were operating it, they were running at a loss. Why? Okay, so you want our money to go down the drain?
But the argument is that.
Yes.
The argument is that.
Yes,
I think
let's get it.
On this score, I would agree in part with what Vondi said. That.
Yes.
And I think Honorable A.B. Fusini really treated that quite beautifully. That if the managers of the hotels are not running the place well, for which reason we are incurring
There's an
losses,
option. Yes.
the option, another viable really option is to just get them out and bring in new people who are very competent to run the place. So why do we want to sell it? Because see, and again,
it's not so. It's investing.
It's investing. With respect.
Yes. It's an option. It's an option.
May I like
go on. It's an option.
And I like the example of the SSNIT flats.
Yes.
Because I'm thinking that perhaps, because if you look at the people who even bought those flats, there is this truism really that the people who bought the flats were people who were working within that space. So let's run it down so that it is not profitable, and then we buy it for cheap. You get the concept. That's so that may also be true. No, so if you realize that people are of course people are very patriotic. There are some people who do that. They will run the company, like for instance, and you've heard this. That there's this recent development in respect of Tor. That the managing director who was managing Tor at the time said Tor was not profitable and was incurring losses. resigned, went and formed a company, a consortium, and then came back to want to buy Tor.
Can you imagine?
Yes, this is now. This is happening now. This government.
You should sell it to the man.
You got a point. Yeah. So this is an example, a classical example of
But
how
the
people
Smith
can.
one is not the same.
No, but you and I, because see,
You know why? The government just came in.
So the question have you asked
2017,
yourself,
and that request came and they said,
have you asked yourself why Labadi Beach Hotel is making profit? Because
the La Palm, because that's close.
Yes. So have you asked yourself that question? And you see, because Labadi brought in a management company that is managing Labadi Beach Hotel. Now the question is, if these people are competent and are able to run the hotels for profit, why don't you consult the very people who are managing Labadi, for which reason they are making profit, to run the other hotels? That's number one. Number two, you La Palm, you are not making profit, and yet you are paying your managing director
Far more than the company.
$3,000 and something like that for in a month. You know the lady. She's been paid. Is it whose daughter? Somebody's daughter. Your people. One of them, their daughter. So clearly, Mr. EC, I agree on all fours with you when you say that we have not been able to manage SNIT properties so well, for which reason we have to let them go. But the question is also that there's also the possibility. There's also the possibility that if we changed managers,
it's an option.
They will be profitable.
It's an option.
So why don't we rather explore that option first?
You know,
if it fails, then we can now.
Is this an option? That's what they are doing now is also an option. In fact, they needed the injection of and businesses. They said every 5 years or 8 years you need to inject new capital into some of those ones.
It should be a matter of, even if it comes at all, it should be a matter of the last resort.
Yeah.
You should not get the first resort.
It's not. They say we need a strategy. You see, what you just said. It's incorporated. Yeah, it's incorporated in the decision that has been taken.
Okay.
Strategic investor, financial injection, and managerial acumen. Those were the two things that were considered.
What it means is that
together.
these are the things they've identified as being the problem of the non-functionability of these hotels. So now it means that we actually now have the solution to the problem as a state. And so the state must be interested, right, in using those problems that we have identified to resolve the matters rather than selling it to us.
So it's not 60%.
So that's not the condition.
So come. The person who is coming will assess you on your ability, financial capacity to be able to inject capital into it, and then two, the strategic theme that you are bringing for the managerial arena. You get it, so you'll be able to make it profitable. These are the two-pronged requirements that is needed.
Ridge Royale Hotel is not making losses, so why do you want to sell it?
Is it?
Ridge Royale is not making losses.
No, but it's only a matter of time. It's a new hotel. It's a new hotel. So they are looking into the future. Okay, so get all. So let's see how we can strategically make it.
So that should not just be a matter of first resort.
Thank you very much.
No, so please explore the So I think with the explanations I've given you, if you are a government worker, a SNIT contributor, you should be thinking this propaganda noise and co. It's not the government of the matter.
All right.
It's about the viability, profitability of SNIT investment, which can guarantee and assure you of your pension. The last one, council. The last one is that everybody, if you contribute to SNIT for 25 years or more, okay, you are entitled to 60%. Okay, of your best 3 years' salaries, average 60% of that's what should be your pension. Okay, are you sure that with these continuous 14 years running losses, what it meant was that from day-to-day management, SNIT must take your contribution every day and go and give them. That's what they went to request, and the board said, go and get it profitable. And this is the process that is going. Let's try to do their work. I'm a bit, because of the case precedent. Brian will come out and skate.
Okay, and then let's move on.
What has been
yes?
And you see this argument. Oh, but I don't think it's fine to describe it as busybody.
No,
I think
I'm not describing it. Brian, who said?
No, but do you agree with Brian describing it as busybody? Because with respect, because you see, we can hold varied opinions.
Yes.
Okay, my opinion may be different from yours. It doesn't mean that my opinion is irrelevant, especially with respect, especially when all of us have agreed that we can also explore the avenue of bringing in different management.
Oh no, it's in.
Okay, because we've admitted that the failure of the hotels is by reason of the non-performance or the incompetent management of the hotels. So if you are able to change management, we should be able to do that. Just as we change finance minister.
I mean, it's like saying you have a sore on your leg.
No.
And your first is to cut it.
No, the business aspect was that, the other says, Brian, the Rock City has filed and they are lost. And then he said, 2023.
Okay.
They'll file it by ending of June. You said it's been filed and there's losses. They're not making losses. 1,000 rooms against 116 rooms, 269 rooms.
1,000 rooms.
It's not decided by your occupancy. Yes.
It's not
it's not the number of rooms you have.
And it's your occupancy.
It's 900 food.
You get 120 food.
They manage even from the food.
All right, thank you.
The food they serve.
Thank you, Honorable. Thank you.
No, it's not the number of rooms.
Mr. Isi, hold on. Honorable, hold on. Lillian Akosia Bediakon, I'm coming to you, comrade, so please prep yourself for me. Lillian Akosia Bediakon says, oh, Honorable, can I read my message? NDC, your campaign is very weak. Where are your communicators and media people? Too much room is given to these heartless people to make noise in the midst of these unprecedented scam and atrocities happening. No, but I think where your campaign is very weak. Yeah, it's not honorable. Anyway, I wanted to read that message for your benefit. Comrade Bernard Mona. Comrade Bernard Mona. Let's allow Comrade Bernard Mona the room to also deal with the matter. Respectfully, sir.
KWAME.
Yes, sir.
Secondary school economics at the ordinary level. We had a popular book written by Yao Asante OWUSU. Yao Asante OWUSU.
Yao Asante OWUSU.
It was titled Economics Without Tears.
Okay, yeah. We all read it.
A cursory read of that book will tell you that some of us actually read books and simply reproduce for examination and not for application. Will tell you that the state had reason to do businesses and that it is not largely for profit maximization that the state will choose to do some businesses. There were myriad or many reasons for which the state did businesses. And that profit sometimes could be the last of the reasons for which the state could do a business. So I give you instances, and Comrade IEC will agree that in Laura, Alaji, you know Laura? Yes, I did my ordinary level in Laura Secondary School. In Laura, which business will call for the establishment of a bank in the district of Laura? And that when you establish a bank or its branch in Laura, that branch will make profit. We will sell granules and what? And save how much? And invest how much? So that the banks in Laura will make profit. So when the state takes a bank to Laura, it is not because they want to make profit on that branch. It is because there is a need that the state want to serve. Because the state has sent people to Laura to go and work. So we have teachers there. We have nurses. We have doctors. We have police. We have the security services, from fire service to police to what have you. All of them are working there. So if you were looking for a bank or a branch of a bank that would be profitable, Alaji, not even probably in the Upper West, we may have to go to Bolgatanga or we come to Tamale. Kwame, now take it this way. That at the end of every month, all the workers will be queuing at the bus station or where they have capacity, driving all the way to Tamale or to Bolga. They will get to Bolga and then the banking section is closed. They will sleep. The next day, the bank session will start. When they finish transaction, they may come or they have to sleep. So 3-4 days of useful time and productivity would have been lost. So you will establish a branch in Laura, not because it will be making profit. It will actually be making losses. But other branches will have to make profit so that you offset the losses in these other areas. Kwame, this is what economics without tears taught us. And so, doesn't it become too myopic and midget in thought for somebody to come and say that, hey, we establish hotels and they are making losses? Are they all making losses? So some losses somewhere will be compensated or offset by some profit somewhere. Kwame, it's as simple as that. Now, when Senate establishes these hotels, they are largely for workers. And so when you are a worker, Kwame, and you go there with your Senate number, they check the system. The rate that you pay will be different from a non-Senate payer, worker, a person. Do you know that? Yep. So it also serves another purpose, that some people will benefit because, why? It is our contributions that has made this possible. The third is that, has anybody been against privatization? No, private ownership, not privatization. Have you seen anybody get up and protest the establishment of Alisa hotels? Have you seen that before? Or somebody has gotten up and is opposed to the establishment of Upland Hotel in the Upper West region? Or Glagio in the Upper West region? Or the establishment of the Royal Kosi Hotel? Did you see any protest from the people? Because it was in an entirely private sector initiative. Nobody is worried about it. So it is not to say that private sector cannot participate in the hotel industries. What we are opposed to is that don't come and buy the state assets and you tell me that there is management inefficiency. So management inefficiency in our intelligence means that it should lead to disposal of the asset. Where is this coming from? Have you not seen companies that are doing bad? And when you simply change the leadership, the companies start to do well. Need I give you examples of the Ghana Museums and Monument Boards? When that guy, Dr. Zagba Na Oyete, when he was going there, his friend that accompanied him, this is his own testimony, that his friend followed him to go and inspect the place, and they got there and the friend asked him, what crime have you committed that Akufo-Addo will put you in such a place and say that they have given you appointment? And he said, no, on the contrary, Akufo-Addo believes in my capacity to turn things around. Kwame, I disagree with some of the things that they have done at the museum and monument boards. But go and see how the place has been refitted and it is functioning and is delivering. Another example is the Ghana Publishing Corporation. David Asante. When he got there, if you look at the site of the building itself, you want to run away. That young man has gone there, transformed the place, made it one of the most beautiful state assets you can find around. He simply took the selection of the most competent person to go and transform and change the place. So what is different with the hotels? And you know the irony, you are lamenting about the payment they are giving to the CEO of La Palme Royale.
Yeah.
Did you listen to the CEO? The CEO says, and if you go there, you will see that they are refurbishing the La Palme Royale and adding new things to it. And the CEO said that this new rebranding of La Palme is because of the prospects of it becoming more successful. That is why they are doing what they are doing. So he does not agree to the sale. The man that we are even criticizing for taking salary does not agree to the sale, because they are doing more work to ensure that the hotel becomes viable and becomes survivable. But where is this coming from, KWAME? That anytime we think that something is not doing well, our call is to sell it. Now, who has complained that Rock City has gone to build his 1,000 capacity bedroom hotel? Have you complained? No. We don't care about it. I don't care whether he has built a 10,000 capacity hotel. So moving it to 3,000 is not my business. He could actually build a 100,000 capacity bed hotel. Who cares? That is his investment. What we care is that he should not venture into acquiring state assets. That's all we care about. And we are saying that hands off. This one, why? Why are people so greedy? Why are people excessively greedy? So you see, sometimes I think the Bible has done us a lot of disservice. Sometimes. You know why? It says that those who have, more shall be added unto them.
I think there's a qualification.
And those who don't have, even the little they have, shall be taken away from them.
I think it's contextual.
I said, that's why I'm saying that sometimes. Because it is that verse, that Brian Achampong and in fact, Akufado in his bracket has gone to pick. That the poor and their contributions should also be taken away from them.
Oh, but why are you complaining? You know this bond matter. Were they not pensioners as well?
I'm saying that even the little that these people have, they who have more, they want to take away the little from us. Alaji, that is the context in which I'm applying this. And we feel frightened. Now, the worst for me is that there are Nkrumahs who did not see the need to come and participate in this exercise because it was called by Ablakwa. It's sickening.
Even internally.
It's sickening. Nkrumahs who are the foundation of state ownership.
They didn't find time, or something happened.
I mean, if you listen to some of them.
Okay.
State owners, where did that lead us? Go and read Lee Kuan Yew from Third World to First World. His testimony about Nkrumah's government.
Oh, I can't be talking about the legendary status of Nkrumah. I don't think you should start.
Am I on course or I'm being interjected?
I'm not being interjected.
You are not smiling.
Proceed.
Because when they were talking, I kept quiet.
Yes, proceed.
And it is because I have respect for you and your audience. I didn't interject anybody.
Proceed.
Well, Alaji was interjecting. We were okay with it.
I didn't interject.
So let's proceed.
I chose to do other things. So please,
come and proceed.
This take 1, 2. You can read them. You have a lot of material to read. Should I add you more newspapers?
I have more here.
So you read that one. So it does not add up that the Nkrumahs will sit down and then allow. In fact, Alaji, it is not just that they allow. What these people are doing is that whatever has to be associated with Nkrumah should be wiped out. So that when you are coming to talk, so that one day when we are to talk, they will say that, but what is there to show that Nkrumah did what? Do you understand? It's a long-term vision to obliterate what Nkrumah has done, including the fact that Kwame Nkrumah has been the mentor of Nana Akufo-Addo. He today wants to wipe out everything that Kwame Nkrumah did. But you know, I have listened.
I don't want to risk this one. I'm begging.
Please.
No, Honorable, because of time.
No, he's mentioned something about wiping away Nkrumah's vision. It is the same President Nana Akufo-Addo who went to Ethiopia to try and convince the
I remember.
that the pass they made for only Kwame Nkrumah, they should add something to it to dilute Nkrumah's legendary status.
But you should understand. When I was talking, 2 points were made, even though they were non-sequitur. What matters is that they claim that they renovated the Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park. Alaji, you don't understand. These people are thieves. They took 3.5 million US dollars to do what they have done. And the reason why they did it, listen to Ken Ofori-Atta on that day. They have done the assessment of the number of tourists that will come there and how much money they will get. They did not do it because they wanted to honor Nkrumah. They did it because they want to break revenue to support their over-bloated expenditure. That is why they did it. So don't sit here to tell me that you did something. You did it. Why? It doesn't matter whether it doesn't matter whether you it doesn't matter whether you like my presidency or not. Unfortunately, you endure my presidency because I'll be president. I'm saying that you endure it. No. See, man, no be God.
No, that will be submission.
No. I don't care. I mean, unfortunate for you. Unfortunate for you. I am the president that you will have to survive and deal with. Do you understand? No, not this one. Not this one. I honor this one, Alaji. Why you demeaning my government like that? Honor this man for what? When Kwame is here, how can I honor this man? Kwame,
as a patriot, at least.
Kwame, the Nkrumah's agenda and brand
Deal with the issue.
cannot be deflated by these kind of thoughts. Finally, the protest was successful, grossly successful. But Mr. IGP, Dampare, take your men to school and training. You and protesters, leadership agreed that at Christ the King, the protesters will stop. Then they walk through the priority road and get to the Christ the King traffic light and pick their petition. This was the agreement. Then at the Fiesta Residency Junction, before the National Development Planning Commission's office, you mount your barricade there. I got there, fortunately, on time. And the people said the communication they have had from their leaders is that they are coming to stand under the shades, you know, the trees at the Christ the King there. And then you take your petition and you go. Peaceful protest. So the protesters were pushing the barricade. That is all that happened. Then before I realized, right in my face, pepper spray pine. But you see, probably I am accustomed to this thing. So as soon as the pepper spray happened, I took off my handkerchief and I covered my nose. Of course, it was in my eyes. Then the people who were affected got incensed, started throwing water and whatever they could find at the police. Then you increase the pepper spray. I had to be jumping, identifying people that were incensed by your action and stopping them. Kwame, there are video evidence telling them that, look, don't worry. We have done a walk from Labadi, through Trade Fair, through Bema Camp, frontage of Bema Camp, Congo Junction, all the way through Elwak, and we are here. Not this small distance will be the reason for which this thing should turn calamitous. I, a civilian, has capacity to be ensuring that people acted peacefully. You with your shields. And so I turned to my brother Shuraj.
Shuraj was there?
Yes. And you know the funny thing, we were with Shuraj. As soon as the pandemonium started, you know that the man was out of the crowd. He ran far. Then Mr. Ahin, the great Accra commander, was saying, but is it right for the people to throw the water and what have you? Then I said, so that is the professionalism with which you have brought to the police at Greater Accra. That on the least provocation, the police, I said, look at the size of your police and look at the size of the crowd. If this crowd decide that, despite your, what do we call it, your tear gas, they will search, what will you do?
You can't do anything.
You may kill a few, but don't forget that some of them will overpower your men. They can put up their guns, take their shields, and they now become more dangerous. So when you are a police officer, you must apply your gumptions very well. Like I keep saying, probably if someone of us also decided to join the security services, we would have qualified to be COPs and what have you. Right? So, and the people that are demonstrating, you the police, you are an expenditure to government. We are thinking about revenue sources that will be able to pay expenditure. Therefore, pay your salaries. Why would you behave so uncouth?
Well, good morning to you, dear panelists. I wish Ghanaians would listen very well to my advice. This incompetent administration, and especially their communicators, always defending such thievery transaction and its corporations, tells you their preparation to finally sell all state assets in Ghana. KWAME, kindly tell the MPP rep should be mindful of Sefi people and their state of living, not misleading them. A word to the wise is enough. From smart journalists in Cote d'Ivoire. Okay, thank you very much. Good morning to you, Kwame. I greet you all. In fact, Mr. Yisi, fear his men in authority than God, because of that transit supporting evil and his people are doing to the country. From a Sujaman district, and Michael is my name. Well, thank you very much, Michael. Okay, well, thank you very much. Let me read a few more messages here. Okay. Good morning to you, Pan-African Television. Please help me educate Ghanaians to go back to the areas of patriotism rather than being partisans. Patriotism will surely put food on the table of the ordinary Ghanaian, but partisanship will only favor greedy individuals. I became so shocked when I become shocked when I see Ghanaians come out to even listen to Dr. Bawumia when he mounts any campaign platform. If we are truly patriotic, we won't do that. What a shame. Ordinary man from Sola sent in this one. This one also says, good morning to you, Kwame. In fact, MPP are evil people because they want to take all the state assets so that they, even if they are in opposition, they can still be controlling the country. MPP never again. Kluche Jacob from Amfoiga Catholic Hospital, Volta region. This one says, good morning to you, KOD, and great work done by your panelists. Please, this is the MPP man saying they can only buy state properties before they can make them profitable, even when we are paying them with our taxes. Ghana, you see how patriotic your citizens are? Richard from Adafianu Denu. All right. This one also says, good morning to you, KOD. Please ask Mr. EC to tell us the profitability of Rock City. With its over 1,000 rooms, he claimed. Rock City is purported to be making losses per financial statement given to GRA. As a result, they've not paid their tax to GRA for some years. Timothy sent in this one. Oh, it will be made manifest. So all of us will see it. I mean, this one. Steve from Tema says, good morning to you. Please kindly ask the MPP man to stop shouting and okay, to slow down. Yeah. Okay, all right. Thank you, Steve from Tema, for your message. To Today, Georgia, you see, he's very passionate about what he's saying. We, the viewers, also always want to know the facts about every matter. I like Mr. AC's submission. I wish my brother Bernard Mona all the best in his political career. His party might not seem colorful, but his contribution to our national dialogue is well appreciated. Love, Mona. And Atim Biok sent in this one. Kwame, please ask Honorable AC if Mr. Ibrahim Mahama wanted to buy these hotels, will he and the MPP support it? From Papa de Papa in Aflao. Hey, small bauxite. Small bauxite. See how you roasted this man. Small bauxite. Mining in the Border Enclave. Good morning to you, my brothers in the studio. I pray one day MPP will realize that shouting, okay, Malam Osman, Kaswa, Osmania City. All right, thank you very much. This one says, good morning to you, Kwame. Good morning to you, Kwame, and your panelists. Please ask Mr. Isi that as he... Hey, can I... you don't want me to read my by my time, see, the 5 minutes, I won't be able to exhaust it. My time. And now... No. 50, it's just 5 minutes of time. I can't do it. No, respectfully, I can't. Honorable, no, but there's no time to be given. That's the problem. Yeah, but honorable, no, I can't do that. No.
Give him one.
No. You can't be saying shit, but then you're not. No. Honorable. Honorable. I like your journalistic prowess and your ability to convince and all of that. Good morning to you, please. I think this current administration is out to be selling government properties everywhere they have successfully sold government lands. In Tamale, around Chogu roundabout. To Tamale, hold on. In Tamale, around Chogu roundabout, to Tamale Sports Stadium, to Chinese investors. Honorable Levi Efuseni knows about this. Do you know about it? That they've sold government lands.
Kwame, we really had to find. We did a press conference. Even hospital, West Hospital land, they are sold all.
West land, you know,
they are selling lands. Left, right, and center. They even go there in hospital land where even wards are built to accommodate patients. They go and divide the thing and sell the land. The land grabbing in this government.
Thank you very much, Honorable. Thank you, IEC. Thank you, Bernard Mona.
He cannot name his running mate.
Westland. Thank you. All right. Thank you.
He has a running mate, but he cannot mention. He's afraid. He's not a man of himself.
Oh, come on.
He can't control himself.
All right. Thank you.
He has a because he's got them. He's a popular.
Wait. Good morning, KWAME. Bernard Mona. Talking about African leaders, check this picture. Nanado is sued, begging a war-fighting Ukraine president for food and agriculture experts. Oh, Charlie, by you to the president.
You go there and instead of working in your own country to push food production.
Charlie, slow.
You go and be begging food.
We are the owners of Snake Hotels, and we say a big no to its sale. Please.
You go and beg for food.
All right. Thank you very much. My time is up. My name is Kwame Osinaso. I'll see you on Monday. Bye-bye.